They said it wasn't humanly possible. But now you can have all the power and excitement of Nintendo right in the palm of your hand. Introducing Game Boy. It's portable, it's in stereo, and its games are interchangeable. Plus, Game Boy comes with the outrageous new game, Tetris. And for head-to-head competition, use the revolutionary video link and blow your opponent away. Game Boy, only from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power, portable power.
The Game Boy is such an iconic system. I remember first getting it one Christmas, and one of the main things I remember about it is everybody in the family loved playing it. Whether it was me after first opening it, mum and dad trying to steal a few goals on it in between making Christmas dinner and stuff like that, and it got hammered.
We decided to talk about the Game Boy today because it's 25 years old, just gone 25, and it's a console that we all love and something that I've got a lot of great memories with.
When I was younger, I never had a Game Boy of my own, but fortunately enough, I had a couple of cousins that had them, so I did get a chance to play on them when I was younger. I played the usual games like Tetris, Navy Seals, Gargoyles as well, and that was one of my favourites just because the music was so eerie, and I really loved playing that game.
I remember getting the Game Boy one Christmas, I think it was in 1991. I got it with Super Mario Land and Tetris. I remember I wasn't always a big fan of Super Mario Land. I remember playing it and thinking it's alright, but it was never something as a kid that I got into Mario at all. I always had an Amiga, so I never had all the other Mario games, so that's probably why. But Tetris was just something that I picked up and did not stop playing. Absolutely loved it, it was so addictive.
It's surprising how well the Game Boy actually did, considering it wasn't technically the best system out at the time. You had the Game Gear, the Atari Lynx, and the specs were better on those. But everybody just seemed to love the Game Boy, because it only had a monochrome screen, the 4 batteries powered it for hours, and at £99, or thereabouts, it was relatively cheap for families to purchase, so maybe they were contributing factors for it being so popular. But the games had to deliver, and they did. The standout one for me, obviously, would be the Pokemon series. Pokemon Fire Red was my first experience of Pokemon, and over the years it's become one of the most popular game series for me personally and for millions of people around the world.
I remember playing Super Mario Land the most. I thought it was fantastic, I loved it. I've always been a fan of platformers, and it was a Mario platformer. I always had Sega consoles, so to have a Mario game was brilliant for me. I played the original Mario on the NES, and it was different. It had like shooting stages, and the music was fantastic.
Another vivid memory I've got of it is just how awkward it was at times to see the screen, and obviously when you'd run out of batteries you'd have to plug it in, so you'd only be able to get in one place, and the place that I could play it had a big window behind me, so I couldn't really see it. An amazing thing that came along was that big magnifying glass with the lights on it. Yeah, it was just brilliant to have the lights on it. You could play it anywhere then, and the big screen just made it so much better. Just Tetris though, because that's all I used to play constantly.
Now that I actually collect games, it's absolutely fantastic being able to collect for the original Game Boy. The games are, for the most part, very cheap, especially if you're collecting quite only. So many games that came out that are just fantastic, whether it be platformers, sports titles, puzzle games, adventure games. It's just got everything, and you can usually pick them up for £1, £2, £3, whatever it is. You know, it's such a great system to collect for, and yeah, long may it continue. Happy birthday, Game Boy. Love you.
When I was younger, I never had a Game Boy, but I had like cousins.
I haven't got my old Game Boy, unfortunately, but I managed to pick one up in the car boot. What the fuck are you doing, Danny?
Nothing.
You fucking laughing.
How did you know?
You went.
It was so obvious then. I cannot fucking wait till you're sat here.
No, I didn't.
No, that's it, it's
I
fucking
made an
game over.
effort for you not to say it.
It's fucking game over.
I made an effort. To look away. How did you see?
What do you mean, how did I see?
You turned your head away.
Literally, you're like that fucking dramatic hamster thing. Like.
We've got we've got 10 minutes of footage and about 9 minutes of outtakes.
You are just a very bitter person that wants to go to a psychologist.
Yeah.
Right.
Pick this.
Now I have every game.